What's happening, people? Welcome back. It's been a while since I uploaded my last YouTube, probably about 2 months now, I'd say. Life's been busy in between since my last YouTube video. I have probably went through the most positively challenging time in my life. I've got a young boy at home already, a young toddler, brought a new baby boy into the world, and moved house. Whilst also completing 75 hard. So I naively thought I'd set up 75 hard a couple of weeks before the baby was born to keep the feet grounded with a routine. And I thought it was going to be a little bit easier to navigate, but lo and behold, I thought sleep was not going to be too bad. I thought energy would be okay, but made it through. And here we are now. I'm officially back to work the last 2 weeks, but I've been only doing clients, or I will only be doing clients on Thursdays and Fridays. The other 3 days in the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's going to be refocused on building the business, building the brand, and helping to raise the standard of the operation. And I have to admit, over the last little while, even though I was supposed to be doing those things, I was too busy behind the chair, too busy with life, that I was only getting to pour into that a little bit. So I'm on call today. It's the first day. I'm on call with a couple of the guys. It's been a while since we caught a blast on anything like developmental and growth basis. So I'm looking forward to speaking to the boys and girls and see how everything is moving. Had a pretty fun weekend. Over the weekend, I finished 75 hard officially on Saturday. And like I said, very challenging from a time management wise, having two kids at home, and while also trying to work and all that other stuff. But it was a very positive challenge to have. Like I said, it kept me feet on the ground when everything was up in the air. It was a routine that I could fall back on, even though it was stressful for myself, my partner Claire, and the two kids. Managed to come out the back of it, and yeah, it's been pretty amazing. And then Sunday, to follow up on that, I had a 10k race booked for in Dunboyne that I got a ticket for pretty last minute. Throughout the whole lot of 75 hard, I was running at least 4 days a week, weight training 4 to 5 times a week, and obviously some of the outdoor workouts were just walks to help the body recover while I was in a calorie deficit as well. So the fitness surprised me, to be honest with you. I ended up getting a 10k PB of 41 minutes and 40 seconds. I was hoping for in around 42, 43. So the body's definitely feeling a lot fitter and stronger than I thought, which is amazing. So looking forward to kicking off the back of that for a half marathon block for Dublin City Half Marathon in May. The whole point that I actually went to the 10k race was to try hold that 4:15 pace and see if I could do it comfortably. I thought I might have fallen off at the end, but like I said, came in a little bit faster at 4:10 pace. So gonna build onto the back of that and hopefully get a sub 1:30 half marathon this year. But enough of that. Time to get into these calls, and I'll catch up with you in a little bit. And that is it. Calls are now done for the morning. I'm gonna shoot off and grab some lunch of a couple of bits to get for the house. It's not fully done. Grab some furniture on my lunch break and get back and do some admin on the business side of things and some planning for the rest of the week. We finished early enough today, probably about 4 o'clock, and I'm in town tomorrow to see everyone, pop into all the shops, catch up with Paddy and all the team, and just see where the day takes us. So I will catch up with you guys. We'll catch up with you then. Yes, people, what's happening? Happy Tuesday. I'm currently sat outside the gym, about to get a run in. It's now 9:10. Ideally, I'd like to be training at 6 a.m, but unfortunately, just with 2 kids at home, sleep is not 100% there for the baby yet. So I'm getting up early with him and chilling until the rest of them get up. So thankfully Tuesday is a little bit more flexible with start times for work, so I'm gonna head in here. I usually get a hard interval session done on Tuesdays, but since racing the 10k on Sunday, leg is still a little bit stiff just around the hip area, so I'll take it fairly handy today. Nice easy run, and then I will head into town for the rest of the day, catching up with, like I said, all the team, and I'll be meeting up with Paddy. We are going to map out some of our course dates. Well, the course dates are already live, it's just getting them on the website, and a couple of other bits of admin, and then really Tuesday is just kind of catching up with everyone, seeing how everybody is. So I'll take you along with me in a little bit. Just need to get this run done first, so I'll catch you in a bit. And that is that. 8k clocked up. Took it nice and handy. Pretty much just went from zone 1 up to the higher end of zone 2, just to kind of help with recovery. Hip feels a lot looser even after that run itself. Pace kind of ranged from about 6-minute Ks up to about 4:50s. So yeah, feeling fresh. Just trying to try keep some consistency going forward for the Dublin City Marathon, but also try keep the injuries at bay. That niggle this morning kind of, wouldn't say it worried me a little bit, but it's the first time I felt like that in a while. So hopefully can just shake that out and keep the intensity quite high for the next 6 weeks. Try to get the body used to that 4:15 average and push on hard, and hopefully nick a little sub 130 for that. If not, I'll go sub 130 in September definitely. So I'll head home now, get some food into me, and then head on into town. So here we have it, post workout. We've got some oats, mixed berries, cinnamon, dark chocolate, and a little sprinkle of sea salt. This has been a staple in the diet for fullness straight after training throughout 75 hard. Like I said, I'm finished 75 hard, but I'm pretty much going to try stay in that routine and stay locked in, because it's the best I've ever felt physique wise, but also strongest I've ever been and fittest I've ever been. So why push it to the side? I'm just going to pretty much try keep on it as long as I possibly can. Keep the habits up of reading 10 pages a day. Some of the other smaller things is like, you know, take a progress picture every day. I'm not about that. The phone storage hasn't been too keen on it over the last couple of months, but like I said, trying to keep some consistency there, because I feel like I'm at my best when I'm training hard, training hard, and eating well, and I feel like that spills over into the business and just overall life as well. Being a dad, being a partner, I feel like when like that, I get that, what would you call it, when I get to, I suppose, offset and offload in training, it just means that I'm a little bit of a better person, a bit more productive, a bit more calm, a bit more relaxed about everything. The stress levels pretty much stay low, whereas what I feel like when I don't train, maybe sometimes the smallest little hiccup in the business can kind of wobble things a little bit. Like I said, over the years I've dealt with a fair amount of problems and a fair amount of stress in business, so I've become fairly robust, but that training just keeps that nice baseline. So gonna tuck into this, and then I'm on coaching calls in about 20 minutes, so catch us in a bit. Nothing beats it. What a spot. A little juice, pa? Best gap in town.
It was like when you first get it, it kind of discolors, but when it's fresh.
Yes, people, what's happening? It is now Wednesday. As you can see, yesterday didn't get too much content of the actual work we done. Looked like we are just sitting around drinking coffees and juices all day, which isn't a lot either, but we are getting work done in amongst it. Just out of the gym now, it's just 11 o'clock. Got a pull session done and another easy 8k. Just kept it very easy today, kept the heart rate nice and low. 6-minute Ks, about 130, 140 beats a minute. For the rest of the day, the plan is, again, just more business admin, a little bit of planning for what's coming up over the next couple of months. I have a couple of coaching calls with our team at No Label, again, just to help people grow and develop and making sure that we're constantly moving the needle, and there's some accountability in the mix there as well. So I'll grab some content later, and then I'm back in the shop Thursday, Friday this week. Since the baby is born, my working week has pretty much turned into Monday to Friday, as opposed to it used to be Tuesday to Saturday, but it just means that I have a little bit more free time on the weekend, and then just a little bit of time during the week to catch up with the team. So yeah, stay tuned, see you in a bit. So I'm just back home, just about to make a coffee and get some food into me. Like I said, on a couple of coaching calls for the rest of the day. Got some work done this morning between 6 and 7 o'clock. Just got some emails sent out and got a little bit of editing done for content all before the baby woke up. Then I was just straight into the morning, getting Cole ready for school, breakfast, coffee, even my breakfast before the gym, all that kind of stuff. With the business is in a pretty good position at the minute. There's a lot going on with just running 4 shops, an academy, online education. Obviously I'm not doing all that by myself. We've got Glenn and Paddy as the co-founders. They're doing their bit, I play my individual role. But over the last kind of 12 months, there's been a bit of a shift in a couple of different iterations of the business model. We went fully chair rental in 2025, found some issues with that, and then we wanted to bring people back in on the payroll, because I feel like having a hybrid is probably the best thing in the capacity of the business. You know, you bring people in on the payroll, it allows for comfort and allows for, I suppose, very comfortable growth as well. And then as time goes on, what we found was previously on payroll, we used to lose a lot of our senior staff due to a cap being on payroll. So chair rental has been a great idea for us to do that in order to maintain and preserve our more senior staff. And again, a way for them not to have to go open their own shop or their own studio to earn some good money within the industry or the business. It keeps them with us, keeps them in our brand. And you know, we've made some great relationships with everyone over the years, people that have come and gone, but we really want to keep our core team that's with us at the minute. So like I said, business is in a pretty good position. As always with every business, there's problems, there's issues, there's, you know, minor level stuff that will always need addressing. But like I said, thankfully we are in a good position with 4 shops. You know, the business can feel a little bit bloated at times. It feels like there's a lot going on. It'd be a lot easier to just have 1 or 2 shops, but thankfully we're in a pretty good position that, like I said, we've got a great team behind the business. We've got a great team of people that work with and in the business. So yeah, can't complain. I'm looking forward to the rest of this year, seeing how my new structure works and seeing how, you know, on my end of things, just really coaching everybody on a bi-weekly basis, seeing where that can take them and take the brand. So yeah, a lot of exciting stuff coming up throughout the rest of the year. A lot of the core states are structured, they're in place. So I'll be on the tools a lot this year, be coaching a lot this year and educating a lot this year, and hopefully some industry shows as well. So let's see what the year is saying. Staff and the team that we have basically at No Label, that I kind of want to make sure that even with you, I'm still giving you the time. Obviously, lucky I'm your brother, but I want to make sure that I'm giving you the professional time as well. That we're making sure we're working towards something, and we're making sure that we're just growing, and you know, just not getting too complacent. Because obviously, even though you only work 1 day a week, the goal is to push for 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, and then obviously just try to get busier, do you know what I mean? And obviously, look, you were only new to it. I feel like you could deal with some help in terms of just getting busier and being able to strategize that a little bit. So how has everything been going lately in terms of... And that's it for the end of the day. Some good calls there, in fairness, a lot of positive stuff. Some very key things to be working on. And like I said, we'll be reviewing them every 2 weeks with all the guys. With these calls, it's very constructive. Obviously, a lot of compliments, you're focusing on people's strengths, but you know, there's not always positive things and there's not always everything that's going to be going great. So you do need to address the things that need addressing. I wouldn't say it's quite negative stuff, but again, it's very constructive stuff where people are just naturally going to fall into their own rhythms. It's important that we just keep our standards high, we keep some accountability there on both sides, and really try work and navigate through those issues, so to speak. So wrapping the day up, and I am back in the shop tomorrow. Hopefully get some content of some nice clients and just kind of what goes on day to day in the shop. Tomorrow and Friday, 2 busy days ahead. I'd say there's probably 12 to 13 clients in. Nothing too crazy, fairly chillable. Yeah, I will catch up with you then. What's happening, people? So as you can see, this is the end of the video. Unfortunately, I completely forgot to actually bring this camera to the shop that Thursday, which is actually about 2 weeks ago now, to be honest with you. And the next day I tried to bring it and realised that the battery was dead. So I really do need to get back into the habit of getting some content, making sure that the camera is charged first and foremost, and remembering to actually bring it with me. So I'm going to wrap this video up here. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing a little bit of the insight into the actual business side of things. That's something that I definitely want to expand on and maybe showcase that a little bit more, because I know that there's going to be people watching this that might have their own business that's thinking, you know, I don't know how to lead my staff, or I don't know how to even strategize these sessions. So like I said, we are going to be doing bi-weekly calls to all of the staff. You know, I'm not going to be recording what we're going over with the staff, but what I can do is maybe show a little bit of insight into the structure of how to lead and navigate these calls, just to make sure that, you know, first and foremost, that your team or your staff are getting the most out of you, and vice versa. So obviously with that as well, there's a little bit of lifestyle stuff that's going to be on this channel as well, with training and all of that other stuff. You know, it's a massive part of my life and it's a massive part of who I am. I love what training can do for me, obviously with the discipline, the consistency, and all of that sort of stuff. And one thing that I love about training is it's the one thing in life that no matter what you put in, you get straight back out, and nobody else can do it for you. And you know, there's nobody else to blame if it's not going well. So, you know, I've been big into training over the last couple of years, and you know, as time has gone on, I've improved physique, but I've improved fitness, and obviously the main thing for me is running at the minute. So like I said, a massive goal of mine is to get sub 130 in Dublin City Half Marathon, and we are just under 4 weeks out from that now. So life is busy. I'm just walking through my to-do list today, and editing this vlog is actually one of the first things that I need to do, along 6 or 7 other things, and then I will wrap the day up. It's now currently 1:15. So yeah, look, if there's anything that you've seen on this channel that you'd like to see more of, definitely hit me up, let me know in the comments, contact me on Instagram, whatever that may be. I'd love to hear some ideas of what sort of things that you guys would like to see as well. So I know people know me and probably appreciate what I can do in terms of behind the chair, but my value really does lie in developmental sort of things, the business building sort of things. And yeah, I've naturally kind of just transitioned into that role as the years have went on. Obviously, I love barbering, I love cutting hair, but I've gotten to a stage now where the more I spend time behind the chair, the more the business stagnates, and the more I feel like my position in life will stagnate, weirdly enough. So it's very important for me to take that step back, help grow the teams, help grow the business, which in turn just grows who I am and what I can kind of get out of life as well. So like I said, a massive goal of mine is to just share some insights into brand building, team building, and obviously I just want to actually tell the story then a little bit as well. So this is only my fourth or fifth video, I think. Still really trying to get to grips with YouTube, long form content. And me personally, I'm someone that, I wouldn't say that I struggle, I'm quite social, but I find it hard to actually get my story across. So this is a nice way for me to actually do that as well. And I know there's going to be a lot of people out there not necessarily inspired by me, but maybe inspired by the story, love what No Label do, love what we stand for, and they might appreciate it and really want to replicate and try build something like what we have in their own lives or in their own companies as well. So yeah, I'm gonna get stuck back into this list. There's not a whole lot on it today, a lot of like kind of clearing up things that I didn't get to in the last week or two, and then again planning some stuff going forward for the company, for myself, and yeah, that's it. So hope you all enjoyed. If you've watched up till this point, please hit that subscribe button, hit the like, leave a comment, reach out, engage, and I will see you all at the next one.